Hello, everybody. Today, I would like to share with you a project I've been working on. It is a website that we can create for our students, not just our EL, but just for our ELA class in general. So if you are already familiar with Google Sites, basically that's one feature that comes with our Google accounts. If you want to create your website, the first thing you need to go is over here in the menu. You will find this space here for sites. And once there, it will allow you to start from blank or class, or you can choose any template that you prefer. In my case, I already chose class, and this is the space that I've been creating so far. So this website will allow students to access every single book, every single read aloud that we have for them, and maybe any other activities that we consider are useful, not just for EL, but for the ELA class in general. This is the website then for sixth grade. And in here you can see the different books they are reading, the ones that they have already read during the year. You can create your own menu. So far, there are some of them that are not yet finished, but if you go in here, for example, you can have the options for students to click on the book they are reading and access the material. If I show you from a visitor view or how another person will see the website, this is how it would look. I'm gonna refresh it. And let's say that students are on the main site, which is home in here. You will also be able to create some tabs in there. And this is what the students will be able to see. So if they see the book cover, then you create a button here. And this will allow students to go to the material you have for that specific book. So basically what I have in here is something like just meet the author, introducing the book, like there are some trailers available on YouTube that you can share with students if that's something you're interested in. And then those read alouds. Okay, in this case, you can see that is just very basic in here, but you will be able to add the read alouds in here. And the good thing is that in here, you will be allowed to either add a link from YouTube, like the ones that we have been uploading on the channel, but also if there are some of them that have copyright, I'm gonna show you what we can do with them, because I think some of us have already struggled with them. So again, going back home, I'm gonna now select on another book. And this is the one that, for example, I'm working for Unit 5. So in here, again, this is the book we're reading so far. And we can see here, meet the author again, introducing the book, the trailer, and now I have in here the read alouds. For this particular book, I was not allowed to put it on YouTube because of copyright. So what I did was to record it on Zoom, but I save it as an MP3 file instead of an MP4. And this will allow me to share with students easily. And actually any person in here, if you can see, like nobody's really signed in, like you don't really need to sign, you just need whatever Google account to log in and see the thing. So in here, I put the link. So if the students click there, they can go to another tab and they can actually listen to the book. I will play it.
But you are wrong if you think your people will look. They are.
The good thing, again, you can change the volume. Students can just manage as they prefer. But in the case some of them feel like they want to do it on screen here, that's also not a possibility. So they can just click in there and they can also see the same thing. So again, this is something that will help us, especially with those books that have copyright issues, and still you would not really be worried about your students not having the proper read aloud. So in here, I put all of the book. I put their page ranges from chapters, and I added this part, which I consider important, that it's some user feedback, just to see if students are struggling to log in or anything like that. So they can just provide us with feedback. We don't really save their emails or anything, but this is something we can do. So this is how the website is going to look like. Again, in here, it only shows one tab, but that is one feature I put. But once I'm done with the whole site, I'm gonna be able to add the other tabs in here. So going back to the original or like the edition website in here, which is accessed from your own profile. So you will be able in here to change everything pretty much. You can personalize it as much as you want. You can change the top from selecting or uploading images. You can add logos. You can change the letter size and stuff. So there are so many things you can change in here, but most of the options are limited already in here. So you can choose like the colors you want your fonts on and like what colors are going to appear on the features in here. If you are already familiar with this, then you can probably omit the rest of the tutorial. But if this is your first time using or creating a Google site, then you can continue watching the video. We have in here then, as I said before, these tabs. So how I'm gonna manage every tab that I'm creating, it's in here going in this space where it says pages. You can see in here that some of them are hidden. That's why you cannot see them in here. But once I add them, let's try. If I say show in navigation, it will immediately pop up in here as a tab. But again, I don't want that right now because I don't want my students to go there right now. I haven't finished that space yet. But let's say I'm gonna work now on how I create my home. So again, you can add in here the books, that's my suggestion, but there are also other things you can include. How is this going to create bottoms or stuff? In here where it says insert, you will have this option like for bottom. So whenever you add this bottom, you will put a name for it. And basically it will be like, I don't know, let's say we're reading Malcolm X. And we're gonna link it to a tab that a page that I already create. Let's say I already have this one and I will put it in here. So I will insert and here you can see the bottom, right? So once I do this, if a student clicks in there, that will immediately take the student to that specific tab. But remember, you can also enable the tab on top in here. But there are just like some things that make navigation a little bit easier. If you made a mistake, if you want to change font size or anything, in here there are some options to change. Again, this looks a little bit basic, but you can get creative and see like the background images that you want to put on to personalize it a little bit more. Then you can just move it and it will immediately adjust to the size of whatever other images you have in there. So you don't have to worry much about like measuring yourself the things because they will basically like help you do that. All right, so this is how I create that bottom. Then I just add the images. Again, the images can be added in different ways. You can just create, let's say, an image. You can select in here, upload. And if you already have something on your Google Drive or on your computer, you will be able to select it from there. Let's say in this case, I go to documents and I want to upload this one. So I select, it will upload. And in here, you will see that. You can again change the size. You can change the background in here so it doesn't look like that sad. You can just change the color, but you can also add an image from a selection from Google Sites, the gallery. But if you don't like the gallery, again, you can go to your own Google Drive or you can take it from your own computer. So there are several options to really make this space very unique. Again, I'm gonna clone it just because I don't want this. This is pretty much how you add things in here. If you want to add something else on your home page, that's also okay. In here, they also give you some templates if it helps you to organize the information. You can create table of contents if that's something you want to do. And you can create dividers that are like these lines in here to make a nice and smooth division between different things that you want to show. You can add forms, and this is something I'm going to show you in just a moment. All right, so I'm gonna go now to one of those pages that I already created and show you exactly how the links are created and all the process. So for this one, I already modified a few things. You can see here adding those links. So how did you add a website and not only the link? So I'm gonna duplicate one thing in here so that you can see exactly that it should look the same and should do the same. So once I'm there, you will insert a text box, or you can embed. Let's try with a text box. So once you have your text box, let's say I wanna say, I don't know, like meet the publisher. And I wanna add a link to this one. So I have the option to insert the link. This link in here will usually go to one website or to one other page, sorry. But let's say I have already a website in here like Penguin. Not exactly that this is the website that I want to add, but just like showing. So I copy my link. Once I have my link, and paste it and put it there. So in that way, if the students click on the title, they will also see that. But now let's say I also want to add like a preview of that website. So I'm going to add the option of insert embed. Again, I go here, I take my link, put it over there, and it will already show you a preview of the website. So sometimes it will show you several options, but that just depends on the website. In this case, there's only one option, so you will create and insert. You can change the size so that it doesn't look like so bad in here. But pretty much this is what you will be adding. Again, the features really depend on the website. Some websites will look like better than others, but in general terms, that will be all. I can also in here select just one image in here. Like I want this one. And it will immediately like improve the space a little bit more. And again, so what I did in here, adding the link is just an extra thing. Sometimes the students don't know where to click. So just thinking of that, there are like two options that pretty much take them to the same place. All right, so this is how you add preview from websites. The same works with YouTube or any other website that you want to show in here, like a preview. And then if students want to go to the specific website, once they are there, they have the option to open the website on a different tab so they can see the whole view. My recommendation is that once you paste them or once you like put the embed link, always go and check that it works, because sometimes we can just make silly mistakes in there. So this is one thing. Now, which is a little bit more complex and will take a little bit more time, is to do this part. So again, this is, in this case, a book that wasn't allowed to be on YouTube because of copyright. So this is what I did. Again, you create one thing. I'm gonna, again, like show you the whole process. Adding a text box that shows in here. And I'm gonna say that this is the author's notes, for example. Author's notes from that book. Again, what I wanna do, if I already have the link, then I will copy in here, but in this case, I don't have it yet, so I'm gonna show you how you do that. So once you're done with your Zoom meetings, usually it shows you a file. The good thing is that Mac makes this really easy for us. And in here, once your recording has been like processed, it will create several files in here. Give me a second and I double check this part. Okay, as you can see, I have quite a few, but all right, selecting just probably the last one. This was not recorded. This was recorded. So usually what it will show is something like this. just a file with something like numbers and MP4, and that's going to be too much to put on our website or to upload on Google Drive. That's going to be too much space. So what I do in here is usually duplicate the file. So I just select and copy again. So it will create a copy. And what you will do is when you rename it, you only change the last part, and instead of MP4, you put MP3. And you will say, yes, use it, and automatically it will create. Well, in my case, it shows that I already have one file, but yeah, you could see it before in there. But let's try again and give it another name like copy one. And in here, MP3. Again, it asks for confirmation. Once you do that, it's already created. So now you have just an MP3 file. Once you have done this, you will upload this file to your Google Drive. In here, one thing you need to take into account is I advise you to put everything like on the same folder so that it helps you to organize the information. I'm going to open another tab in here, and I'm going to show you in this My Drive part. I have it at this point, I have it in My Drive, because in that way I can actually share it with others on the website. Once I have this, so you will see that on my drive, I have already like some folders for a specific read alouds. And in that way, I can organize the information a little bit better, and I don't feel afraid of changing location and then the links becoming obsolete. So you could see here, I name it Read Aloud Pet Google site. And in here, I have been uploading all the other things. So in here, again, you know how to upload files. So basically, you just come there and upload the file that you want. Again, you go to your Zoom folder. Probably this was this one from yesterday, I think. Yeah. Remember, we create this one, copy one. So I'm gonna select that one. It will now show in here. Now that's been uploaded, I have to verify the permissions I give to the users to access the file. Usually this comes restricted, but you can change it to anyone with the link, which is the recommendation, so that anybody can access this, especially if kids are using it on their parents' cell phone or stuff. So you should always put this one for these files. Anyone with the link, and then you will copy the link and then done. So now that you have the link copied, you can add it in here in two ways. Again, you can insert the link, and also we are going to embed the file, so it will show just like this. In here, I'm adding it. It's showing just this blank preview. Don't worry about it. And now it's gonna take a while, and that's it. So now students can definitely access our MP3 recording. There won't be any restrictions. Students don't really have to use an Intrepid college prep account or anything. They can just access, because it was really important that I created the site just allowing everybody to go in there. So this is how you add files from your drive. So if you want to add, let's say, something like a worksheet or anything else, it's just going to be the same process. You just need to make sure that everything goes in one specific file, so you're not moving things just in case the links or permissions changed. And second of all, just make sure that the permissions are the open ones, like anyone with the link. If you select any other option, then students might be restricted to access the document, and they won't be able to access anything in here. So that's how you add anything. If you have a question about how to add a specific type of document or type of file, just let me know. And finally, how we add these forms in here is, again, I will select in here there are already like options for adding things like documents, slides. Again, like pretty much this website gives you all tools, like everything there. But again, if you have questions, just let me know. Let's say I want to add a form. And in here, we have to select a form that we have already created. So in this moment, we're not allowed to create one more form. We have to already have it in our accounts. You guys have already created like your surveys. So those are the same things we do. So once you create your form, you will encounter it in here. And once you click on it, it will show in here, insert, and it will add there. And you will adapt it to the size of the tab that you want. If you could see those lines at the back, those lines are gonna help you again to have some balance in the position of tabs or documents in there. So you are like, oh, Verimetric, I wanna make sure that it's in quite in the middle or quite at the right. So this will help you a lot. Once you're done with your websites, I recommend you that you work like page by page, just in case, and then you will be able to double check in here. Once you are done, you can verify like what's the preview, how another person will see your space. So you go in here to the preview part, this little part, and you will be able to test if those links that you created are actually correct or not. So let's see, it will probably take a little bit. It just depends on how many files you add and the internet speed, of course, but it doesn't take that long anyway. You can see like everything we added before just in here. So we're gonna see if this one is actually working. So again, I click there and it should take us to the file. Yes, it does, and it will start reproducing if I click on it.
Dictatorship began to grow and spread throughout the country. Members met in each other's houses.
All right, so my recommendation again, just double check that sound is correctly and everything before you publish your website. So once it's done, you will go back in here what it shows and shows you the different sites. So how it will probably look on a phone, on a tablet, or a computer. So you exit the preview and then you will publish the changes. In here, in this top part, you have several options: publish, review, publish site, and publish if you like don't like what you did. But let's say I'm ready. So once you click publish, it will show you again like what are the changes you did, like what's the site that you have already published if you already did it. But if this is the first time, then it will just show this draft. It will allow you again to see what changes you did, and once you accept them, you will again click on publish, and basically that'd be all. Again, this is taking a little bit long, but I think it's just my computer. You can review the changes so you can see how or what were the things we added. You see this one, still I don't like that. So with so many pixels, so probably I will not use that website anymore, but you can see here all the files we created, even the one that we added later that is not in the previous page, right? And the second survey that I just duplicate that is showing in here. And as I said before, you will publish. In this case, I won't publish because of course I don't want to save those changes, but it's not too hard, so let's do it anyway. It's not gonna be so hard to make it up. It will show this, and now my suggestion again is that you get the link in here and you can open a new tab in Incognito or any other or on any other account that is not corporate or from students, and you will be able to see if everything is accessible from there. So again, I have it in here. I will, in this case, copy And let's see if it shows me all changes we did before. Yes, it shows in here our website. It shows our new recording. It should show, yes, it's over here. And our second survey. Yes, it does. So again, recommendations, just take some time and verify every single link so that everything goes to the right place. Sometimes you can just mess it up. So again, just take your time and review every single link there. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope you find this video useful, and thank you so much for your time. That's it. Bye-bye.